If you keep reaching out, then I'll keep coming back. But if you're gone for good, then I'm okay with that. And if you leave the light on, then I'll leave the light on.
Light On is just one of the hit songs that's made Maggie Rogers a force in the music industry. With Luke Burbank, we take note of her surprising path to stardom.
Walked in straight away and slammed the door last night. I got you.
In a nondescript building in a tiny Pennsylvania town,
Be the mask and makeup for the things you like.
Maggie Rogers is getting ready for her big moment.
I'll go anywhere with you.
Lidditz, Pennsylvania is where arena acts come to rehearse their shows before heading out on national tour. And every detail matters.
3, 2, 1, go for a lift.
When we caught up with Rogers,
Have your pop star power stance.
Okay,
And your
yeah.
shoulders back.
Why am I so nervous? There's not
Isn't
even
it
anyone
crazy?
here.
she was just weeks away from a career-defining event.
Madison Square Garden.
You sold out Madison Square Garden.
Twice. I don't know how to compute that in my brain. I don't understand it fundamentally.
To be clear, it wouldn't be Rogers' first time on a big stage.
You would open up your heart, drop your weapons, drop your guard.
She'd already shared them with the likes of Bruce Springsteen, Joan Baez, and a stint opening for Coldplay. She was also a 2020 Grammy nominee for Best New Artist. But for Rogers, who studied music at New York University, playing Madison Square Garden was a homecoming of sorts.
I actually used to write, completely weird that we're walking past this, but I used to write songs a lot in these benches.
Really?
Well, because I lived in a dorm room right here. My dorm room was the second window in, right above the crown molding.
Maggie Rogers.
And it was at NYU where Rogers got what you might call her big break, or at least a big break,
I can't wait to hear it.
when superstar producer and musician Pharrell Williams visited her class.
Took my breath away.
Rogers played him a song she'd been working on, called Alaska.
What I remember is really just staring at my shoes and holding on tight.
Wow. I have zero notes for that. And I'll tell you why. It's because you're doing your own thing. It's singular.
The clip
It's like when
went
the Wu-Tang
viral,
came out,
but
no one
Rogers,
really
who
judged
actually
who was
started out studying music engineering, still needed to learn the craft of writing and performing, which is just what she did.
I've played every bar and club on the Lower East Side and every DIY venue in Brooklyn that existed in my time here.
With everyone around me. Sing it!
Now, at the age of 30, Rogers has built a close relationship with her fans.
If you keep reaching out, then I'll keep coming back. But if
Many of whom watched her go from playing small clubs to being an artist that record labels were fighting over. Remember that demo she played for Pharrell Williams as a college student? So far, the music video of the finished version of that song has been viewed more than 23 million times. It's all been an incredible journey, considering Rogers says she didn't actually play music publicly all that much when she was growing up on Maryland's Eastern Shore. Her interest was more personal, private, and quirky.
Basically, as soon as I could ask for music lessons, all I wanted to do was play the harp. I think my first CD purchase was a double purchase of the orchestral score to Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and Britney's Baby One More Time, which maybe is all you need to know about me. But
and now breathe deep. I'm in
And you hear it in her songs, a pop sensibility with a tremendous intellect behind it. Rogers says the whole arena thing is fun, but what she's really hoping to do is form a deep, long-term connection with her listeners along the themes of love and heartbreak and the weird, wondrous thing that it is just to be alive.
I really prefer to work in long form, and I really feel a lot of gratitude for listeners that want to have an active listening practice and who also have the patience to want to spend an hour of their time listening to the way that I sequenced the record, or who has appreciation for those things. And I've always loved art that takes time.
Something else that separates Rogers from your typical pop star? Back in 2021, she took time away from her music to enroll in a graduate program at Harvard University, focusing on religion and public life.
I really needed a second. I needed to sort of reorient my life, and I needed to be new at something. I had been living in a world where everything was about me and my career for like 5 years, and then applying that to music and to concerts and to these really large public gatherings.
Large public gatherings that have become, for both Rogers and her fans, something almost spiritual.
This couldn't have happened in any different way. Like, I'm reaching Madison Square Garden and stepping on that stage and being like, I'm really ready for this. And that in itself is such a gift that I've sort of tried to keep from contextualizing this for myself, because as soon as you figure out what it is, it changes. You know, I'm always at the eye of the storm. It's really calm where I sit, and I'll never, ever be able to know what it looks like from the outside. But what I can know is when I've really dedicated myself to my art and when I think I'm at my best. And I like to think that I'm doing both of those things as much as possible.
Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.